All right, let's jump right in. Today we're cracking open something called the Cosmic Thought Collective. Think of it as a launchpad for a totally different kind of exploration. This isn't some ancient history lesson. It's a philosophy that's been retooled for right here, right now. You ever get that feeling? Like you're floating through it all, sensing there's this huge connection to everything, but you just can't quite grasp what any of it means. Like the big picture is just blurry. Well, you're not alone. That feeling is actually a sign. It's a signal that you're ready for something more than the same old answers. So what is this new perspective? Here's what's so important to get. The Cosmic Thought Collective isn't just another list of beliefs to memorize. It's not a rule book. It's a tool set. The entire point is to stop looking for answers that someone else made up and to start learning how to ask your own, better, more powerful questions. And this brings us to a really core idea. This is not some philosophy for people who feel hopelessly lost. No. This is a navigation system for those who are already awake. The curious ones, the people asking the questions, the ones who feel in their gut that there's way more to reality than what we're told. If that sounds like you, then yeah, you're in the right place. This really breaks down the difference. On one side, you've got the old systems, right? They just hand you pre-made answers and say, here, follow these rules. But on the other side, you have what the source material calls the TULOA toolkit. The main goal here isn't to follow a map someone else drew, but to give you the tools you need to build your own cosmic compass. It's about forging your own path. Okay, so at the very heart of this entire toolkit, there is one single powerful mantra. It's a phrase that really holds the whole mechanism for how this transformation works. Just let that sink in for a second. Go below to rise above. It sounds so simple, doesn't it? But this is the absolute core of the entire approach. It's not just a nice phrase, it's a direct instruction. And here it is, the no-fluff, straight-up translation. It means face your stuff. Don't run from it. Because if you ignore all that inner chaos, the fears, the doubts, the shadows, it ends up controlling you from behind the scenes. But if you turn around and actually confront it, you're the one in charge. You master it. That's the whole game right there. Which kind of begs a huge question, right? Why do so many of us wait? We wait for a crisis, we wait for a trauma, we wait to hit rock bottom before we finally decide to make a change. But does it really have to be that way? And the answer this philosophy gives is a hard no. You do not have to wait for a crash to wake up. Real transformation doesn't have to be born out of something terrible. You can actually choose. You can choose to step into your own power and start this work long before any crisis forces you to. Now, it's also super important that we get clear on what this philosophy isn't, just to cut through some of the common ideas people have about this kind of inner work. So let's clear a few things up. First off, this is not a religion. The goal is not to follow some dogma. It's about owning your own inner power and learning to think for yourself. And second, this is not about toxic, endless positivity. Pretending everything's fine when it's not. It's actually the opposite. It's about getting real. Really real. So if it's not about fixing something that's broken, then what is it? Well, a good way to think about it is like a personal system upgrade. You're not trying to repair damage, you're installing a brand new, way more powerful operating system for your life. And this might be the most important part of that upgrade. You're not broken. You were never broken. You're just unformatted. That simple shift in perspective changes everything. The goal isn't fixing yourself anymore. It's calibrating. You're just reformatting your mind so it can run at its full, incredible potential. So how does our inner code get so scrambled in the first place? This philosophy breaks it down into a pretty simple 3-step story. Step 1, you were born as pure light, just raw potential. Step 2, life starts happening. It piles on all these expectations, fears, other people's doubts. And then, step 3, buried under all that stuff, you forget who you actually are. So the journey isn't about becoming something new, it's about uncovering what's already there. Which brings us to the ultimate mission here. The real fight isn't with anything or anyone out there in the world. The only battle that truly matters is the one for your own mind. Because when you reclaim your mind, you reclaim your reality.
So everything we've talked about so far, this is just the beginning. Consider this whole explainer the official invitation. This is the launch pad. The real journey, the really deep dive, that starts right now. And as you think about taking that journey, remember this last powerful idea. There's no trying when it comes to transformation. It's a full-on commitment. You either do it or you don't. And that choice, and all the power that comes with it, is 100% yours. So there it is. The cosmic invitation has been sent. The path is open. The only real question left is the one you see right here. How deep are you willing to go?